The stock market is rigged by Wall Street. On Thursday, April 4th, they went back to the same playbook they've been using all year to crush retail traders. From 12:10 until the close, SPY absolutely nukes. 2% down, minus $10.85. But they've done this before and they'll keep doing it until it stops working. In this video, I'm going to show you how they do this setup and what you can do to profit off of it next time. All right, so they start with a massive gap up. From Wednesday's close, you're going up $4. So they're opening at 4 strikes higher. And when we open that much higher or lower, people have to react, because if you bought calls, you just printed money. If you bought puts, you just incinerated. Okay, so here's how this starts. A massive gap up. Pre-market, post-market, when no one else is trading, except for Wall Street and professionals, they make the first move. And when this happens and we open 4 strikes, $4 higher or lower, people have to react, right? Because if you bought calls, you're rich. If you bought puts, money's incinerated. But, the thing is, we open this much higher and instantly people want to trade. They get people to come in and be active in the market. But then they have an absolutely different plan. The entire stock market runs on 0 DTE. It's a 0 DTE casino. And when you open 4 strikes higher, emotionally, you're like, oh, we're going to pump. Or, oh my gosh, we opened so much higher, we're going to nuke after this. They're going to kill people. But Wall Street does something completely different. They bleed everyone out. I like to call this the ping pong bing bong. So here I have labeled the 523 strike and 524. And what you'll notice after opening, basically in between, we just ping pong bing bong, right? We never go below to 522 and we never hit 524. And since these options expire the same day and you're not getting any price movement, theta is just eating you alive. So whether you're in calls or puts, this entire time from 9:30, here we go, 1300, we're going, nothing is happening. But this is the real nuke. This is the real action right here. This 1341. After that, look at this thing. Oh my gosh. It's like the second time we've seen this since we started Rigged AI. The other example, December 20th, and they actually look really, really similar. So, right, step 1, gap up, gap down, usually 3 or 4 strikes, $3 or $4, and then the bleed out. Because everyone's excited, oh my gosh, price is moving, it's going to go crazy, and they just ping pong, bing bong this thing, nothing is happening. Except for this move right here, 1340, 1341. Now, let's go back to Rigged AI and see what was happening in the options market. Rigged AI is an options trading system, alerts, strategy, and it's really built around the concept the stock market's rigged, Wall Street knows, copy trade them if you want to win. And this is a perfect example. So remember, we gapped up higher, and this is what I'm talking about. You get 4 bulls, and we call these green things florbs. A lot of green, right? Because people are excited. We gapped up we're gonna fly to all-time highs, okay? But if you're looking at the first hour, we hit this 523 strike, and then we go from 1030 to 1300, and it's the same thing, right? We just go up a little bit higher, and you can see all these little green bubbles coming in. That indicates smaller trades. So notice we don't have any alerts in here. We don't have any bulls or bears. What that means is Wall Street is not trading any kind of size. This is retail traders. This is everyday individuals. And they're getting killed, absolutely eaten alive by theta. But then we go to the end. Remember, 1340 was when we first started to go down. And this is the perfect option alert right here. It comes in at 1342.31. This alert goes for a 1,346.44% gain. That's incredible. That's rare. That's practically unheard of. But Wall Street knew. They knew what would happen next. This alert right here. 2,180% gain in one session. I mean, that's happening at 1400. You're getting that in under 2 hours. Unbelievable. So Rigged sends these alerts based off of our AI algorithm that looks at all of Wall Street's option flow. Now, underneath, these are the trades that happen. Here's a look at some of Wall Street's option flow that was happening at 1340. So what you're seeing is calls sold at the bid, tens of thousands of dollars. Puts bought at the ask, tens of thousands of dollars. And even $155,000 worth of calls sold at the bid, which is bearish. All of this super, super bearish. We're looking at a small sample size, and that's $464,000, $100,000 of bearish option flow. Not to mention, at this time, 2 hours and 20 minutes left in the session. Do you think Wall Street is taking all of this risk for no reason? Absolutely not. They know. They know, or they engineer it, or they have some sort of dark black magic edge. That's just what happens. And this is how they rig it, because this information is not available to the general public. And also, it's coming in so fast. I mean, you're seeing a couple of these every second. There is no way that the human brain can look and read option flow in real time and then use it to make trading decisions. You see all this, and what does it mean? That's where Rigged AI comes in. We make it easy to watch Wall Street's option flow and copy trade them. You can see all of this on our website. One of the craziest things, these 2 bouncing bear bombs, 10 contracts, $1,103, and you're returning, you can see it down here, $19,083 just buying and holding until the end of the session. You can click on all of the alerts and see the max gain. This is unusual. This is not normal, but this is how Wall Street does it. And you can see all of these big bears coming in. The bulls try and bounce it as soon as we hit this 517 strike. But what you'll notice at Rigged, we track Wall Street's option flow. Their volume is shown in this white line. And typically when we see a bounce like this, when you see it spike, the white line's just going and going and going. It means whatever direction the move is happening, in this case it's a nuke, it's going to keep going. And we actually close practically at a low. Wall Street knew what would happen. That's why these are perfectly timed. It's just incredible. And to recap the whole thing, gap up. You can see it right here. Pre-market change, $4.01. They gap it up, then they make nothing happen. Theta burn, baby. These calls, these bulls at the open, all that green, annihilated. absolutely annihilated. The red, annihilated. Green, annihilated. Because you think it's going back up. And then they wait, and it's like, this is perfect. It's perfect. It's right at the strike, and it's right when the nuke begins. Look, 1342, let's go look at it on TradingView. Here it is, 1343. You're right in the same ping pong area we've been sitting at the entire session. It looks like it's gonna bounce. We're gonna have the end of day ramp, like always. But no, Wall Street knew. And look at this thing. It just absolutely nukes. And you're getting almost $10 in your direction in 2 hours and 15 minutes to the close. That's incredible. That's Wall Street doing what they do best, crushing retail. Now let's look at December 20th, 2023 on SPY. Almost exactly the same. The only difference here is they're setting up a little bit earlier because we see bears coming in during the middle. So when you see a bear alert, giant trade. That's Wall Street. We call them the lizard people. When you see these little green and red flow orbs, that's retail. That's smaller traders. So what do you notice? Wall Street setting up with bears. Lots of little green dots. And it's the same thing. They go up one strike, 475, and then they just bleed all of these call buyers out. Even the bears here are getting burned right now. Everyone's getting burned because nothing's happening. And if you remember, 1340, that was the last time we nuked. Boom, 1355, a 24x. Just incredible. So that's the Wall Street setup. One of their favorite ways to rig the market. One of the best things to look for is when we're in the middle. And at rigged AI, the middle is 1030 to 1300. And we are just ping-ponging at one strike. And maybe mentally, emotionally, you feel like, oh, we're going to go back up. Have to keep that bearish bias because if it's calm like this, it's going to break in one direction. And typically, it goes in the way that kills the most amount of people. 11x. Just 11x. Incredible. And you see the same thing here. White line, right? White line just starts spiking. And what happens? We finish lower. That's Wall Street. That's the stock market. It's rigged. Come check us out. Get a free account at Rigged AI. 20-day trial for $20. Keep it frosty. We're going to keep publishing a few more videos like this that reveal some of the common things Wall Street likes to do in the zero DTE market.